Hey, Diane here today with a video about my new inks that I got for Christmas. It seems like that's all I got, and I just realized it's kind of funny, but let's get started here. And the first thing I wanted to talk about was these FW Pearlescent. These are from Rowney, and these are so amazing. They have this shimmer to them, and I got, I think, 6 different colors here. There really is no difference between a regular India ink and a liquid acrylic ink. There are some chemical differences, but I don't get them. So if you love chemistry, go check it out. But this is a Bombay India ink, and I like these a lot too. Winsor & Newton makes some really nice inks too. But generally speaking, and just I will talk about this more in another video. All of these type of markers are dye-based. Okay, the Tombow, the Distress, the new Jane Davenport, which I'm dying for. They're all dye-based inks. Why does it matter? It doesn't really, unless you are selling your work. So if you're working in a book, or if you're working on a card or something, the dye-based inks won't last forever. They are not light fast, or there's difference. But the inks, the pigment inks, well, any kind of acrylic ink is light fast, like the watercolors, okay? Enough said about that. Let's work. Let me just give you a rundown on these, because they really, I've only touched them a little bit, and I'm really loving them. Okay, so let me put out some of this blue. You got to shake the daylights out of this. It actually says to stir. But they come with a dropper, which is real nice. And I just used a watercolor palette, one of these small palettes, to play with them. And you can add water to them if you want to lighten them. They are sort of transparent, but they can also be pretty dense, and I'm going to show you an example over here. Look how shimmery. Okay, so you can see I put some black marker down, but you can see through them, so that's the look I love, is when you can glaze over top of good. Big benefits of working with inks that are not rewettable is that you can go right over to do the background, unlike with, you can't do that. Well, you can do it with watercolor. It just requires a very sort of light hand. You just need to practice. That's just one of those skills. So, yeah, so let's see. I'm getting a bigger brush. I feel like I can dip in here and just do that. I'm doing a very sloppy, very quick. I like sloppy though. There's something nice about seeing the hand of, like, somebody's hand, like writing. I like that. And it really is nice when you don't have perfect handwriting. I know a lot of you don't feel that way, but you have to try to wrap your head around that sometimes, somehow. Another really nice thing about working with inks is that you can use a dip pen. I'm using this glass pen, and you can put in some details with your dip pen. Fluorescents and neons are way out of my comfort zone, but I'm taking on things this year that are out of my comfort zone. And wow, it really pops, doesn't it? So yeah, there's something pretty nice about that. Another type of ink I got was the Yasa Tomo Sumi-e ink, and this is golden black and silver black. They are fantastic. Now, first of all, you got to shake the daylights out of this, because all the metallic is at the bottom, of course, okay? It's a lifetime supply in here. Kind of wish they came in smaller containers, but that's okay. And then you just twist this off, and you've got, it's a traditional Sumi-e ink bottle with the nozzle on the side. So I squirted some of this silver into a pan here. I'll do the same with the gold if I can get the bowl going, because they seem to not work on any paper but origami and Sumi-e. And I have this long crazy explanation for that, which is probably very wrong. But anyway, I wet my brush. Let's bring it to a point. And I'm going to try it on this. Let's just try it down here where I might want some. Let's see. This paper, I'm not sure what this paper is, but I can tell you that it's been in my drawer for ages. Now see, it's just, well, I see a little bit there. I thought maybe it would work on a different paper, but let me give it to you. Let me give you an example on this, which is Sumi-e paper, and it works on the origami paper as well. As soon as it goes down, you can see that, and it's like it reminds me of the shadow writers, the Sakura shadow writers. It must be some kind of, I mean, it's fantastic. And just to be sure about this, I did a sample down here, and I did get silver. Let's compare it to the silver I got. That's on the Sumi-e, and this is on this particular paper. And there's the gold. So it does show up, and so I think I'm right. This paper feels barely sized. If there is size in it, it's a very light sizing. And of course the same holds true for the Japanese papers like mulberry, any kind of Japanese, that lightweight paper. It has a very specific feel. This is on regular Western watercolor paper, and I can see it a little bit now. So I imagine it just depends on the amount of size that's in your paper. So I'm going to use this brush. This is one of those Princeton snap brushes. They're really a great price. I'm going to use this on its side to make really fine lines. And I'm just going to sort of, that's going to really make that orange is popping like crazy to begin with. But this will make it pop even more. Just the tiniest bit. I'll probably go in there with a white pen. You know, a good rule of thumb when you're mixing color is get the lighter shade into your pan, and then really just a tip of that darker shade, or you're really going to overwhelm it. Okay, that's just muting nicely, which will bring me to my next section. I hope this video doesn't go forever long. And I'm just going to add some darks to that grass there. And I love using the brush, the shader this way, the flat brush this way, because it really just, it's such a nice line you can get. And just keep it on the tip there, practice, and you'll get it. You just have to practice. Have a practice book. When you're using the inks to get the full potency, you do want to wet your brush, but then you want to, and especially when you want to point your brush, just dip lightly in, just pull that brush really good. See, I can't talk and do this at the same time. You don't mind quiet, do you? The Liquitex inks are also acrylic inks, and they are fantastic as well. So I would say the Liquitex, the Daler Rowney. I haven't tried an ink I haven't liked, as a matter of fact. The Bombay India inks. And also I used to use the Winsor Newton inks all the time, but this was probably 30 some years ago. But I loved them back then, and I can't imagine not loving them now.